Hello everybody, this is Tyson with Fuel Systems Research and Development. I wanted to share a couple of personal life stories with you guys. Hopefully this can help somebody out there. Kind of wanted to let you guys know what I've dealt with in my life, some conditions that I was born with and how I dealt with them, and how others can deal with problems that they have as well. I was born with a bunch of different eye conditions. I was born with nystagmus, multiple forms of it. Nystagmus is a shaking of the eye, an uncontrollable shaking of the eye. There's vertical nystagmus, there's horizontal nystagmus, and there is rotational nystagmus. And I, unfortunately, was born with all of them. So my eyes shake up and down, they shake left to right, and they shake in a rotational pattern. And that makes it extremely difficult to be able to focus on things. I can't focus on things very well at all because my eyes are constantly shaking in multiple directions all the time. And so my eyes don't have the ability to be able to lock onto something and focus on it like typical people's eyes would be able to. So unfortunately, when it comes to anything that's far away or even things that are close, I can't focus on them. They look blurry to me. And then the other condition that I have is strabismus, and strabismus basically means you're cross-eyed. I was born with that, and I used to be, my eyes used to be a lot worse. I used to be really cross-eyed, but fortunately, when I was about 20 years old, I was able to have strabismus surgery to get my eyes corrected quite a bit. They still go in, and I'm still cross-eyed a little bit, but hopefully I can get surgery on them again here next year to straighten them out all the way. And that affects my peripheral vision, and it also makes it so that my eyes are not able to focus on one thing. One's focused on one thing and one's focused on something else, or they don't work together is basically what happens. So the other form of eye condition that I have is ocular albinism, and what that does is it affects the sharpness of the eye, and it affects the depth perception that I'm able to have. So I don't have any depth perception. I can't judge how far something is behind something else when I'm looking at it. And with a combination of all these eye conditions, it was extremely difficult when I was growing up as a kid because I didn't have anything to fix it at that time. Like I said, I got strabismus surgery when I was 20, and then when I was 22 I got LASIK surgery. When I was 22, before the LASIK surgery, my vision was 20/425 in my good eye, and it was off the charts in the bad eye. So there wasn't even a number rating for how bad my vision was in my right eye. And to put that into perspective, something that somebody that has 20/20 vision could see, for me, since mine was 20/425, you could be 425 feet away from something and be able to see the same thing that I could see from 20 feet away. So that will kind of give you an idea as to how bad my condition was at the time. Another thing to note is when I was a kid, it wasn't quite as bad as when I got older. It actually got progressively worse. When I was 10 years old, I moved to Arizona, and I had my eyes tested before I moved, and at that time, my vision was 20/200. And then when I got it checked again when I was 18 to get some contacts, my vision went from 20/200 to 20/425 in my good eye. And so that condition did worsen. But since I've had LASIK surgery, it's actually stabilized, and my condition has not worsened at all. I think it's because my eyes are able to work a little bit better with one another, and I can see things a little bit better, and so it's not allowing that to get worse, whereas before I didn't have anything to correct it or anything to help my eyes work harder to focus on things and such. So some of the things that I struggled with when I was a kid is I had to teach myself how to read, and I had to teach myself how to write. I had to teach myself how to do math. I couldn't see anything that the teachers were doing. You could put me 3 feet in front of the chalkboard and I could not see what they were writing. That's how bad my vision was. And so I had to listen to everything that the teacher said and try to grasp and put together in my own mind what they were saying. As far as letters and learning how to write, the only way that I was able to do that is I would have to look at the letters on a page and try to figure out how to write them myself, because I couldn't see what anybody was doing to teach me the actual form and how to write. And then when it came to math, I couldn't see anything that the teachers would write on the board, or that my instructors, even in college, would write. And so what I had to do is listen, and then look at my book and try to follow along at the same time to see the problems that they were doing, and listen to what they were saying and interpret that and analyze it and figure out how to do it. Fortunately, I was blessed enough with the ability to be able to figure things out really fast and really well when I was able to do nothing but listen to it. And so I was very blessed in that way. But one thing that was extremely difficult for me when I was younger is I was treated like I was stupid because I was cross-eyed and I couldn't see. When I had the kids that were with me in my class, they would make fun of me, or when they see your face 2 inches away from the paper so that you could see what you're reading, they associated that with you being dumb. And so they would treat you like you're stupid and like you don't know anything. And that bothered me a lot when I was younger. And it still has bothered me throughout my life, because I just wish that some people could look at a person and not judge them from what they see on the outside appearance, and actually look at the whole person and see what they're able to do and what they're capable of and the things that they can overcome to be able to achieve something. And so I was made fun of a lot, and even my teachers, they would treat me like I was stupid, and I would play their game a little bit as I was going through school, so I didn't have to work as hard. I figured, well, if you're going to treat me stupid, well then I might as well act the part a little bit so that I can, get away with not doing as much, being a little bit lazy. Another thing, when people would make fun of me when I was a kid, when I was in about 3rd grade in school, it bothered me before that when people would call me cross-eyed or call me four eyes or other kinds of names, or stupid. And then when I was in about 3rd grade, I made the choice to not let those things offend me anymore. And after I made that choice to not let those things offend me anymore that people were saying to me, and those cruel and mean things, my whole surroundings changed. And I would go along with what they'd say when they were making fun of me, and like, yeah, that's right, or make some joke about it. And that helped trim off those jerks and the people that are there to bully you. And it helped people realize that, hey, this kid may have some issues, but he's not going to be bothered by them, and he's not going to let other people try to make it so that they affect him worse. So I tried to turn a bad situation into a good situation. And that right there is something that's very important, and that I think everybody needs to do. Whether you have an eye condition or some other form of a disability, you can overcome it by how you choose to look at it and by your attitude. You can choose to let things bother you, or you can choose not to. And the best choice to make is to choose not to, because your whole life will improve if you choose to look at the good in things instead of the bad. If you choose to change what people say and the way that they say things about you and make it a positive thing, you can come a lot further in life if you do that. When I was in high school, like I said, I would play the game that the teachers would give me, and when they treated me like I was stupid and like I was dumb, so I wouldn't have to do as much homework or different things like that. And so when I was a senior in high school, I said, you know what? I'm not playing this game anymore. I'm going to prove to everybody what I'm capable of. And I got a 4.0 in my senior year of high school, just to prove, and I didn't have to try very hard. I almost never studied for a test in school. I almost never did my homework in school. I was blessed with the ability to be able to remember things very well. Alright, sorry about that. I had to go and tend to my kids a little bit. So basically what I was saying is, my senior year of high school, I got a 4.0 GPA because I tried, and I was blessed with the ability to be able to remember things that I hear, and the few things that I could actually see. I have a very good visual memory and a very good auditorial memory when I choose to. And the point of this video is I wanted to let everybody know that, I've suffered from some pretty bad eye conditions. I'm very grateful that I can see. I'm very grateful for what I can see, although my vision is not anywhere near perfect. It's improved a lot. It's 20/50 in my good eye now, and 20/70 in my bad eye since I've had a few surgeries. And so it's far more improved than it used to be. And I'm extremely grateful for those technologies that have came out that allowed those things to be able to happen. But I still struggle with it. I still have nystagmus, and I still have strabismus, and I still have the ocular albinism. So no matter how good my eyes get with LASIK surgery or glasses, I still am not able to focus on things because my eyes shake so bad, and because I don't have that depth perception, and because my eyes won't work together. But that's okay. You make the best of what you have. I haven't known any different. I've been like that forever, so I'm grateful that I was born into it. I don't know how much differently it would have affected me if I had all those things occur after I already knew what it was like to see perfectly. And so everybody has a choice to make the best out of whatever situation it is that you're put in. And know that whatever choice that you make, that's going to decide the outcome of the future. Every decision has a consequence, whether it's good or bad. And oftentimes people put themselves in, bad circumstances or bad positions because of what they choose to do. And if you keep a positive outlook on life, I'm not saying that you're never going to have times where you're down, because I've had many of those. But you will be able to overcome those hard times if you keep a positive attitude, and if you do not let what other people tell you affect what you do. I didn't let people that made fun of me affect me. I didn't choose to not be successful in life because of what people did to me. I chose to be successful in life because that's what I wanted to do, in spite of everything else that was around me that was trying to tell me otherwise. So it doesn't matter what your disability is or what your impairment is, whether you even have one or not, whether it's just a mental challenge or whatever, it is what you make it. So my advice to everybody out there is do the best that you can, deal with whatever it is that you have, whatever problem it may be, and deal with it positively, because you decide the outcome, nobody else. Thanks. This is Tyson with Fuel Systems Research and Development, and have a good day.